Welcome to the bjackfly show. Here we not only train your brain, but your brawn as well. Welcome, people. Just remember, the bjackfly is not your doctor. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Now let's get into it. Today's topic is the first topic everyone should listen and watch to for the bjackfly methodologies. Let's get into it. The why. Today's topic is why. Why are you training? Why are you doing this? You're going to spend time, energy, risk injuries, take time from other things that you could be doing, like spending time with your family, your friends, working on your business or your job. Why are you going to spend time in the gym? This is the most important question that you have to ask yourself. And it has to be deep rooted, okay? You have to have a why that is below the superficial of, I just want to look good on the beach. Why? Why is this goal important to you, to lose maybe some fat or gain some muscle? Why is it so important to you? Because the more clear you can get on why, it's going to drive you forward. It's going to keep you on track. It's going to give you the consistency, which is the most important vector for success. Consistency. And we are going to have whole videos on consistency. But without consistency, you won't succeed, because you'll do it for a little bit, then you'll stop, and then you'll regress. And you need to have constant progressive forward momentum. And the only way to do that is to have these deep-rooted whys of why this fitness journey, these goals matter to you. And you just got to dig a little bit deeper. Once you get clear on your whys, you can bury them in your subconscious. They will be there. And they are extremely important, because when times get tough and the day is hard and you had a fight with your significant other, or you're tired, or you want to go out with your friends, or you got to go to your son's baseball practice and now you're going to lose an hour of sleep, but you still have to get up to go to the gym. Whatever it is, your unique situation, if your whys are not clear and compelling, you will not follow through when it matters most. And that's why we have to get very clear on our whys. So let's talk about it. We talked about consistency. It can't be superficial. There has to be some deep feeling. It can't just be like we said, go to the beach. You have to say, like, well, maybe your why is like, you want to wear what you want to feel like you can wear whatever you want. Or you want to feel like you can wear the clothes you like. Or that you want to feel more attractive to others by feeling attractive in your own skin. Maybe if you lose a little bit of weight or put on some muscle, you might feel slightly more attractive yourself, which will actually, because the training is for the brain, and you will actually manifest that confidence to actually attract people that you are looking for. Because maybe now, by doing the training, reducing some body fat, increasing some muscle, you feel more empowered, you feel more sexy, you feel more confident to get out there and maybe talk to people, meet people, do things that you might have been shy of before. And this is what we're talking about. That's a very powerful why. That could be a why of freedom, the freedom to go out and date who you want and feel better about your chances in your own mind, because training is for the mind. The body is the physical manifestation. So we're going to cover a lot of different whys. But the point is, you have to get clear on much deeper than just, I want to look jacked. See, that's not good enough. Why do you want to look jacked? What does it give you? Maybe you feel like, I feel the pride that I built something, the self-respect that I've put the work in, that I was able to eat the foods, that I was able to follow the regimen, the one that I set up for myself and accomplish. See, that's a powerful why. I set a goal for myself and I gave myself an incentive to do it, because it's something I knew it was hard, but I knew it was in my power, and I knew I'd gain my own self-respect. So, that's the way you got to think about this. So Training is for the brain. All this other stuff, it's the physical manifestation of destiny creation, but it all starts here. When you're in the gym training and you're doing the repetitions and you're overcoming the resistance and you're showing up day after day after day, you are training your brain to be more disciplined. You are training yourself to be more responsible. You are training yourself to win. And that's what we are teaching here, is how to get yourself to stay in the game long term and to keep on winning, okay? Because that's what matters. Little wins, 0.1% increase is going to add up exponentially over time, but without consistency, that cannot happen. And it all starts with the why. Why am I doing this? And the clearer your whys are, the better off you're going to be at being consistent, which is going to keep you in the game longer, which is going to allow you to experience more development, both from the physical side as well as the mental side. So let's get into it. Because there will be times, hard times, as I like to say, when you're, like we said, it's going to get rough. And that's when your whys will kick in. But it's tough, but I really want to, to hit that goal, that weight goal, or to put on that muscle, or whatever goals that you set. We're going to have a lot of videos on goal setting and everything. But whatever it is you committed to, you will have a better chance of following through if you know exactly why you're doing it. And it's usually based on some emotion or some feeling or something that is just important to you. So in that respect, we've talked in the abstract. So let me get into some of my whys. And my whys are going to be different from your whys, but it's just an example of how to think about this. Through my example, hopefully you can think about this for yourself. So for me, it's psychological. When I win in the gym, then I feel like I can win out there in the real world. Winning in the gym allows me to win out there. It's equally as important. Every time you add a little bit of weight to the bar, or you show up and you sweat and you've committed and you followed through and you earn some self-respect, and that gives you the confidence that you have performed. You showed up, you left it all in the gym, and now you have the confidence to actually perform better out there in the real world, in your job, on that interview, with your coworkers. You're learning how to overcome adversity by pressing those weights. So for me, it's all about this chipping away at different goals that I set, having that accountability, overcoming that adversity. And when you do that in the gym, it's like a microcosm of life. If you can win in the gym, you can win in other areas of your life. That's what we are teaching here on the bjackfly channel. Next why. And you can have multiple whys. It's not like, oh, it's just one why. I want to be jacked. Well, because, I want to attract a certain lady this summer. And that might be enough of a why. I want to look good and feel good and feel like I can attract more people that I want to date or meet or whatever. And, a lot of times you just got to go a little bit deeper, because it's more than just the physical is what we're saying. So total control. This is a very important why for me. I think everyone needs to hear this why. Because in the world, you can't control everything out there. You think you're in control. You think you have your life, it's all in control. People try, I have my job, I have my house, I have my children, until it's not. There could be a death, there could be an illness. You could lose your job tomorrow. I don't care how good you are. It can happen. It happens. Bad things in life happen that you have no control over. But in the gym, it's one of the very few areas in life that I feel like you have a lot of control, minus some things you can't control, like when injuries happen. But even then, we try our best to reduce that. And we're going to talk about how to do that on this channel. But you control the weights. You control the exercise selection. You control the frequency. You control the food. You control your rest. You have so much control over this one little area. You've set the plan. No one told you to do it. You had a desire in your heart. You said why it was important to you. It doesn't have to be because I want my pro card. It can be very different from that. But you have these whys. You know, maybe I want to feel empowered at work. When I walk in that room, people see me in my physical manifestation of all the work I've been putting in, and I've earned my self-respect. And through earning your self-respect, you are earning the respect of others in the world. And they see that you have this one area of your life under control, and then they gravitate towards you to say, she has self-respect in herself. She has this area of her life under control. I value that. I admire that. You are already radiating your personal power. That's just one example. So total control for me is, like I said, there's things in life you can't control. I feel like I can control a lot in the gym. And when I can control this area of my life, this is the point. I feel like I have a much larger chance of controlling several other areas of my life. But start with one that you have max control in, and then try to apply the same principles and concepts to other areas in your life. So let's go through these. Jivat. That is a term you will hear me use often, always. G-V-O-T. What do we mean by that? This is a big why of mine. Because I am always striving to be the greatest version of themselves, of myself. But when I talk to other people, I say you should jivat, be the greatest version of themselves. Be the greatest version of yourself, all right? You want to call it javoy, it doesn't matter. We'll call it javoy, all right, just for that. The point is, it's the greatest version of themselves. That's what we are striving for, because evolution is always occurring. We are aging. You know, babies are being born and they're evolving and they're growing, and then we age and we can decline, or we can evolve to be a greater version of ourselves through our nutrition, through our training, through our mental acuity, through strengthening the mind and the body, which strengthens the will. So this greatest version of yourself, or greatest version of themselves, is exactly what we want to strive for always, because we were given this body, this opportunity of life, and I just feel like I owe it to myself and to others to make myself the greatest version of myself. Because once you make yourself the greatest version that you can be, and you keep striving for version 2.0, then 3.0 and 4.0, every time you increase your own personal power and your ability to evolve, you can inspire others, you earn wisdom, you earn cred for like believing in yourself and pursuing and persevering and winning. And that becomes infectious to other people. And then people will seek your advice. People will feel your personal power is the best way I can explain it. People pick up on energy. They know that you are someone who is striving to be the best that they can be for themselves. But by being the best that you can be for yourself, you are actually empowering yourself to help everyone around you. And that's what we're trying to do here, is help other people get clear on their whys today so that they can start to experience these phenomenons. Strong will. That's another why of mine. I will not be stopped. I am a juggernaut. When I want something, when I have my eye on the prize, using the gym is a way to say, I have written it down in the logbook. I have put down what I will do over the next little microcycle. Maybe it's somewhere between 3 and 8 weeks, let's say. I picked a microcycle. We'll talk about microcycle and program design. We're going to talk about a billion different things. But for today, it's getting clear on your whys. But the strong will is the point that every time you show up, every time you hold yourself accountable, every time you do what's in the logbook and you write it down, and even if you won, lost, or draw, or you didn't hit the weight you wanted, you showed up, you gave it your all, you wrote it down, you made pen to paper, which made it a reality, and you are building a strong will. You are learning acceptance. You are learning how to persevere through adversity. You are learning how to improve over time. That's the human success, is learning how to improve over time. And by learning how to improve, we are evolving, we are getting stronger mentally, we are getting better and better and better, and we are striving for greatness in ourselves, which will transcend to others. So, again, these are all my whys. These are my belief systems, but they are rooted into why the gym is important to me and the training is so important to me, because I feel like it is linked to the identity that I present to the world, and it is a foundational cornerstone, one of the most foundational cornerstones of how I can live the life that I live in such a way that I can pursue what I want, not just in the gym, but also outside the gym. And that's what we're talking about here. So let's burn through some of these. So pride, training and building, muscle, tissue accrual, it doesn't happen. There's no short-term fix. That's the real message. There's no short-term fix. It takes tons of volume, tons of training, and tons of time under tension. It really does. Lots of time in the gym, lots of volume, lots of commitment, lots of eating correctly, sleeping, doing the cardio when you need to. It's a lot of work, and tissue accrual doesn't happen overnight. But when you do build muscle and you do lose fat and you do live that regimented life that you earn respect for yourself for, you start to build pride in yourself. And when you build pride in yourself, you feel good about yourself, and that's what this is all. You want to feel good so that you can impact the world in a positive way and spread your love and joy. So pride is a huge one for me. Confidence. Let's be honest. Being more lean and larger and more muscular, it's just going to give you more confidence, period. I don't care who you are, man, woman, doesn't matter. Being leaner, putting on more muscle, you're just going to feel better. You're going to feel more confident, more dominant, more empowered, let's say. All right. Overcoming adversity, you're going to have nagging injuries, you're going to have soreness, you're going to have times when you can't go to the gym and you need to reshuffle your scheduling, but you're still going to keep on that logbook. We're going to talk about all these things on how to overcome adversity, but it's like you're doing a lot of planning. You got to prep for your food, you got to prep for your gym time, you got to work it into your schedule. This is all part of overcoming adversity. You're not going to get the machine you want one day, or you're going to have to wait around for it. You're adding stressors in your life, but these are for good reasons, and that's why we talk about the whys. Why are you going to put yourself through all that? Because ultimately, it's going to empower you to overcome more adversity in your life by overcoming adversity in your training, whether it's injuries or, like we said, scheduling or machines or whatever it is. And then finally, my big why is respect. I feel like when people, we kind of touched on it earlier, but when people see that you have this area of your life under control, they respect you for it. They do. Because they see you've put in the time to give yourself self-respect. The only way to get real respect is to start with self-respect. When you start with self-respect, then that emanates to the rest of the world, and you will earn respect. Also in the gym, you earn respect, because if people see you showing up every day and working hard and being aggressive with your goals and not willing to sacrifice what you want, what you put down in the logbook, and sacrifice on yourself, This is time for you. See, we're so busy worrying about everybody else in our lives. We take care of the kids, we take care of everything, our jobs, our bosses. This is a time for you. This is a time for you to invest in yourself, to earn a little self-respect in yourself. So it's all about respect. And you start respect by showing up, by being accountable, by putting in the work. And that's going to transcend into self-respect. And once you have self-respect, you will just naturally earn respect out there in the world, because people will feel your personal power. They will understand that you are a serious person who is able to fulfill whatever destiny, because training is for the brain, and the brain is what creates destiny. Once you believe it, you can achieve it. But it all starts with the mind and getting clear. And this is a small microcosm of life, where we say, I want to do this 6 weeks. This is what I'm looking to accomplish. Or these 3 weeks even, with a 1 week deload. I'm going to get into all that. But you're going to accomplish all these things, and then that's what's going to propel you forward in your own life. So get clear on your whys, because once you have this area of your life under control, it is much easier to translate to other areas of your life to earn self-respect at your job, with your family, with your children. You will start to be able to earn the self-respect in other areas of your life, because you've taken the time to earn self-respect in this one area. It's going to transcend. And these are the whys. Why it matters, because I want to be able to have self-respect in everything that I do. At business, with my friends, I want them to respect me. With our video right here, whatever it is. Self-respect comes through hard work. When you're working hard in the gym and you're achieving, you can't help but apply that same respect elsewhere. All right, so I gave a ton of whys, greatest version, strong will, pride, confidence, all these high-level things, but it's very deeply personal to me. Total control, the area that you can control. And my whys might be totally different from your whys, and that's fine. But that's why this is a very personal video. You have to get clear with, why does it matter to you to be in shape or to hit this goal? Like, why does it matter? Because if you're not clear, you won't be consistent, and you won't hit the goals, and you'll be wishy-washy, and you won't follow through, and it won't matter. Or maybe it really does matter, but you haven't gotten clear on why it matters. Okay, maybe it really does matter to you. Maybe it's really personal. Like, I really need to be in shape for my own mental psyche and for my own self-respect, or for my own ability to exist in the world, to feel like I am empowered. Maybe that is there, and I'm using my own example, but whatever it is in your gut. Maybe there is something that says, or I need to be physical in the gym for these reasons. But don't be unclear about it. Like, get clear. Like, maybe, you're a bodybuilder, and it's like getting that pro card is everything to you. You want the acceptance of your peers, of the judges, of the IFBB. You are taking it super serious maybe. Or maybe you're someone who's just, like we said, a soccer mom, and you want to be in shape and be healthy for the long term so you can be around for your family. And that's a huge why too, is health. There's a lot of really good high-level whys, from health to freedom. And that brings me to my final card here. We're going to talk about some other whys that maybe other people can relate to. But basically, this is the main point I'm trying to make. Notice, in none of my whys did I say, I am doing this so I can be jacked. Okay? The being jacked, the being lean, the being fit, the being whatever you define as physically beautiful to you or acceptable or your goal, whatever that is, that's just the physical manifestation of what you put in your mind's eye and what you achieved. Like, all the whys on this sheet have nothing to do with the actual aesthetics. Now, in the gym, that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking about, hypertrophy and how I'm going to build the muscle tissue and the mind-muscle connection and all that stuff. We're going to talk about all that, like exactly the how and the what. But people can talk about how and what all day, But if they're not clear on why, then they won't succeed for the long term. You know, the best example I can say is like on The Biggest Loser. Those people were told exactly what to do and how to do it, and they lost tons of weight, and they showed immense discipline. But then once they were left to their own devices, they kind of fell off the wagon again, and they gained all the weight back because they were never clear, deep-rooted why this matters for the long term. Okay? When all the lights and the cameras and the show's gone and the coaches are gone, and you know, they didn't have it. They didn't think about why it mattered. Why is this personal to me? Not just for today, not just for the show, but long term. I want to be around for my kids. I want to be healthy. I want to live a life where I can walk around freely. You know, like if they spent a show where they made them write down, like, why? Because I want to walk without joint pain. Because I want to lose that weight and feel like I can go for a jog and just be normal for once. You know, like you got to make it personal. All right. I know I'm getting real deep, but this is deep. This is the first of a long series. But the first thing is getting clear on why this really matters to you. And it has to be personal. So I've kind of knocked it out of the park or beat it to death, whatever you want to say. So let's talk about some other whys, you know, health and longevity. We just covered that one. Set a good example for your children, you know. This is how we eat. We are a healthy family. We teach our children about nutrition. We don't want them to have diabetes and be obese or get picked on in school because they're overweight. You know, maybe it's about leadership for you. Maybe it's important because you want to set an example of leadership. There are so many different whys for so many different people. I'm a unique person. I have my own set of intensity, and my whys are a little bit maybe not lined up with everyone else's. But so here's some other ones. So, you know, maybe it's just like, you know, you want to go to work and feel like a final boss when you walk into that sales pitch meeting. You want to look like the best person in that room because you're here to make that sale. And whatever advantage you can get to earn respect and to earn their attention, to have my own self-confidence, to make sure that I feel like I can make this pitch, I can make that sale, I can make this happen right now, like all that stuff. Maybe the gym gives that to you because now you're getting your own self-confidence through a different channel. We talked about the clothing and like freedom. Freedom is very powerful. Feeling sexy and attractive, because when you feel more sexy and attractive, you are going to act in a totally different way than if you didn't. You're going to expand your opportunities to meet more people that may want to date you and you may want to date them. Feeling evolved, that was one of mine, basically. Evolution, I am evolving. Greatest version of myself. Maybe some people, you know, I've met plenty of people, and women too, a lot of women, I'm telling you. They do it because they just are in runners too. Runners, they crack me up, you know, a lot of runners. They run because they want to eat more. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like to eat. Let's say, as someone says, I really like to eat. I work out so I can eat a lot of food and not get too out of shape. I've seen this a lot with the running community. They just want to, you know, that's a form of exercise. I mean, we're talking about weight training here primarily on this channel, and we're going to talk about how to get jacked and all that. We're going to do the how and the why, but the why is right now most important. We're going to do the how and the what, I meant. So yeah, I mean, some people just want to eat more, you know, and like resistance and pain, overcoming adversity. It makes me feel alive and empowered, I put down. That's kind of like one of my whys, but I could see other people feeling that way. You know, when you're pushing that big weight, you're overcoming adversity. That's making you feel empowered. You feel accomplished. You accomplished something. You told the weight, you mastered a weight, and you were able to push it up and dominate it. That is encouraging. That will empower you in other areas of your life. So, in closing, if you're interested in getting in touch with the bjackfly, you can contact me at training@bjackfly.com. Go to bjackfly.com or hit me up on Instagram. Send me a request. I do training. I'm also going to be throwing out some podcasts. And until next time, bjackfly is out. Stay positive, people.